Okay, thank you very much, my friends. If this is your first time to view my channel, thank you very much, and continue to subscribe, continue to like, and continue to comment. This is Brother Joshua Matthews, and if this is your first time, then you are on the right track. Today we want to talk about cancer and everything that talks about all the things that can make someone to be affected by cancer. In very many occasions, very many people have been trying to get the medicine of cancer. It has not been easy, simply because cancer is money intensive, and people tend to be, each and every time they are looking for one way or another, they are going for chemotherapy. But remember, we lose one cancer patient daily. But cancer can be treated in one way or the other. But unless you want to get treated, because a good doctor will ask you to stop whatever made you sick. If you are able to stop anything that made you sick, then you can be treated naturally, because we have natural medicines that can heal one cancer patient. So today I want to talk about cancer. How can cancer be found? Which are the real food when you eat you cannot suffer from cancer, and so on and so forth. Thank you very much, and welcome. So we are starting this way. Cancer is a deficiency caused by a disease due to lack of substantial nutrients. When your body lacks nutrients in one way or the other, there is created a vacuum whereby cancer cells can start to breed. In most occasions, you will get very many people do not like real food. They will always want to feed on food that is sweet at the mouth, but they are dangerous in the stomach. So in most cases, in most occasions, you will find that very many people are suffering from chronic illness and chronic infections. So very many people do not know how to take care of that. All right, thank you. I was talking about the contraction of cancer or cancerous cells. These are diseases that are found when one decides not to feed on the correct food. A correct food doesn't need to have a name. A real food, number one, it will go bad In simple English, we say it will rot easily. That is a real food, because when you compare a tomato and a biscuit, the biscuit will stay for longer time more than a tomato. So real tomatoes, 1 or 2 or 3 days, they rot. But food that is not real will not rot easily. Why? Because there are chemicals that has been used in the preservation. For instance, when you open your bottle of soda, the hissing sound that you get that comes from the soda is a chemical, together with carbon dioxide. Your body doesn't need it, and that's why you breathe out. All carbonated drinks, soda, energy drink, Predator, lemonade, all these things combined together, they are known as carbonated drinks. These are some of the problems associated with the attraction of the so-called cancer. We can live in a cancer-free state when we eat food rich in vitamin B12, vitamin B9, and vitamin B6. Mostly civilized countries, they sell poison in form of food that are carbonated, processed, and even refined. Artificial food and real food are different two things. Artificial foods are made in the factory, but real food are planted by the farmer. So you have to balance. You have two ways to go. Number one, either you pay the farmer today and stay healthy, or pay a pharmacist later when you become sick. Uncivilized countries usually sell real food. When you go to the market, you will see the real food. Go into the supermarket, you will see fake food which are carbonated, food which are refined, food that is artificial, food that is processed. If you have ever asked yourself why some people, instead of the general increment of the body, they swell, then somebody just say so and so is eating well, and that's why he is that healthy. Being healthy doesn't mean that your body increase in a rapid speed and then people sees that you are fat. Remember, there is excessive fatness, that is called obesity, and there is the medium. Too much intake of processed food, refined food, carbonated drinks pamoja na processed and artificial can lead to 1, high blood pressure, number 2, myocardial infarction, the so-called heart arrest, 3, we can also suffer from sugar problem in between the sugar. These are created by consuming a lot of refined and junk food. So listen to this. Civilized countries, first they create a problem by bringing food that is not good for our consumption. But you know the world we are in, each and every person want to get rich. The government sometimes may never think of the consumer protection and so on and so forth. You go to the market, you get the food neatly arranged in the supermarket, thinking that these are the real food, not knowing that you are buying a problem created by the civilized country. First, they create a problem Then secondly, they sell you the solution. So listen to this. Medicine is not a health care. Food is health care. Medicine is known as sick care. That is something that someone gives you after making you suffer. So you are buying it. Tell me a part of a country where medicine is free, and I will show you a healthier people in that particular place. The real food should be in medicine together with the real food should be found back at home. To those who are staying abroad or up countries, at some point they are really good because they do what is called, they eat real food. What a real pharmacy should look like. Mostly people do think that when you are sick, all you need is medic. And these medications are being created by the globalists so that they can get money. Believe it or not, take it, leave it. The truth is that when you don't look at your diet, one day, one time, all this sweet food one day will take you down 6 feet. By saying so, I do not say that people will not die. But remember, you can be an architecture of your own death. Meaning, you can create your own death untimely. This is what real food usually looks like. When you go to the market, the real food doesn't have a name or a label. You just check on the food, confirm the food, then you need to buy the food. Listen to this. If you think organic food is expensive, then you have priced cancer lately. I repeat, if you think organic food is expensive, then you have priced cancer lately. In every food, in every meal you take, is either you are fighting a disease or feeding a disease. Remember, the choice is yours. No one is going to cane you. No one is going to molest you. No one is going to talk rude because you are doing whatever you are doing. But remember, your life is more important than any other thing. You are either feeding a disease or fighting a disease. Now, you are being told that listen to the doctors in future. The doctor of the future will no longer treat the infection on human with the drugs, but rather cure and prevent disease with the nutrition. So you are told that you pay the farmer today or pay the pharmacist tomorrow. Before someone is healed, you ask the person if he is willing to leave everything that made him sick. I repeat again. If you want to heal someone, then you need to ask that particular person if he or she is able to leave the things or to give up the things that made him sick. Because if you are treating someone who is not able to forget or to give up on the things that made him sick, then we say those are hypocrites. The most common symptoms of cancer: number 1, any sore that does not heal on the skin. Any sore that does not heal on the skin. Number 2, mouth, tongue, or lips. So if you have a problem in your skin, you have a problem on the mouth, you have a problem on your tongue, and you also have a problem on your lips, they do not heal. Dear brother and or dear sister, you need to be diagnosed, or you need to be checked, because silently cancer might be creeping into your system. Okay. Any irregular or unusual bleeding or discharge from any body openings. A persistent charge from normal in the action of the bowels or bladder. Any persistent lumps and thickenings in breasts and everywhere in the body. Such are typical signs of cancerous infection. All right. Number 2, we can also talk about persistent indigestion, loss of appetite, especially if accompanied by loss of weight, sudden rapid change in the form, appearance, and the rate of growth of a hole. Sometimes it can lead to bleeding, persistent fatigue, nagging cough, and so on and so forth. Most importantly is to know that are you really obeying the laws of health? Number 1, very many people are saying, you cannot follow the law. We are not bound to the law. All right. Now let me talk to the ladies today. If people do not follow the law, then there is one process each and every woman follow before cooking ugali. The normal ugali that we know, there is a rule of law that you have to follow. So if you're not following law, for instance, I want each and every married woman to cook ugali with cold water. And if that your ugali tastes good, then I will now understand why you are not following law. Each and every country, there is a law. Each and every institution, there is a law. Back at home, there are laws. In the church, we have a law. In your house, there is a law. So you cannot say that we cannot follow laws. You have to follow law. Just as a country has a law, health is also having a law. There are 4 basic types of cancer. Now, I want to talk about cancer types, and you have to take notes if you are doing so. By so doing, then later you can do your own reference. On the comment section, I want you to be writing notes, questions, and at some times I will now be able to answer you. Number 1, we have carcinomas cancer. Type number 1, the basic type, the known ones. Number 1 is carcinomas cancer that affect the skin, the mucous membrane, glands, and internal organs. Number 2, we have leukemia. Each and every member, if your parents somehow were suffering from such kind of disease, 95% likely you are bound to suffer from such disease unless God intervene. Number 3, leukemia is cancer of the blood. We have sarcomas cancer that affect mucus, connection tissues and bones. So if you are sometimes you feel pain, strong or sharp pains in your bones, kindly go for checkups so that you can be confirmed if you are not suffering from any type of a cancer. Remember, apart from such, we have colon cancer, skin cancer, prostate cancer, ovarian cancer. We also have breast cancer. Breast cancer usually affects the women. Prostate cancer affects the men alone. Ovarian cancer affects the ladies because they have ovaries. And then we have colon cancer can affect both men and women if you do not check on what you eat, when you eat, and how you eat. Now, chemical carcinogenesis. Cancer is often perceived as largely due to inherited defective genes. Cancer is caused due to exposure to chemicals. Number 1, cancer is a genetic disease characterized by either acquired or inherited. Next, carcinogen, any agent with the ability to initiate formation of cancer. Now, very many people today do eat white meat. Apart from the white meat, we have all animal products. Think about milk, think about cheese, think about meat, think about pork, mutton, beef. 95% cause of all the cancer comes from, they usually comes from animal product consumption. But when you talk to someone and tell him or her, stop using animal products, avoid refined sugar, stop using tea leaves, avoid eating food that is processed from the company. People are like, what are these men saying? How can we avoid eating animal product? Let me tell you. Go to the pharmacy or go to the hospital and inquire one of the major causes of the 4 known cancer. You will be told that they are the consumption of animal product. If you like meat too much, then you need to cook meat properly. Avoid steaming meat. Meat is not a cruciferous vegetable. Meat needs to be cooked properly before you eat it, because you never know who, when and how, what happened. One thing lead to another. Now that you go to the butchery and then you have your meat, perhaps the Kenya Meat Commission or that particular butcher have maneuvered in one way or the other. He or she has brought some meat. You don't know where the meat is coming from. When you look at the butchery, you see everything is clear. There is no even one house fly. Then you think that particular meat is good. When you eat it, it tastes good. Number 1, it tastes sweet for you because you've used a lot of oil, a lot of onions, a lot of tomatoes, You have decided to cook your meat well, but now your meat is well cooked, but it does not add up to, because of the steps that you have used to cook your meat. Meat eating is associated with the 4 typical types of cancer. Take it or leave it, but that is the truth of the matter. How deadly is chemotherapy? Very many people have been talking about chemo. Chemotherapy drugs and chemotherapy, that particular machine. Number 1, nausea and vomiting. Whoever have been using chemotherapy drugs needs to understand such. Number 2, we have a hair loss. Number 3, we have bone marrow suppressions. And number 4, we have cardiotoxicity. Alright. Number 6, we have neurotoxicity. Number 7, we have sterility. Sterility is a way a woman cannot be able to give birth, simply because the chemotherapeutic drugs affect the nervous system, bringing the imbalance in women. Mostly, women are not the same as men in terms of hormone. When a woman have an hormonal imbalance, she will experience very many things, and if the hormonal imbalance is not treated to normality, then the woman may sometimes be unable to be expectant. Expectancy of a woman comes when the hormones are in their correct balancing rates. So, when we are talking about cancer, whatever you eat each and every time, you take breakfast, you take lunch, and you take supper, what do you eat? Do you eat refined food, or do you eat real food from the market, fresh from the market? Do you usually go to the posho mill and have your flour, or you go to the supermarket and buy already ground flour from the factory? In terms of sugar, which kind of sugar do you use? Do you use black molasses, or you use refined sugar? Are you looking out for any types of sugar, or you usually go for the non-brown or the white sugar? Anything that is processed, refined, carbonated, all these are problems created by the developed countries in order to make us their prey. By the time they are going to bring us the solution, we buy the solution in our own expense. So you buy the problem, you also buy the solution. The digitalized or the civilized country, they make their profit. You have to choose whether to eat real food or to eat fake food, regardless of wherever you are getting this money. Some people say, I'm the one who is looking for money, so I need to eat good. If you don't take care eating good, very many people have died. If money can be saving someone, then we have prominent and great prominent men and women who could not have died simply because they have money. But you now know that not only having money can save you, but it means that you need to be controlling yourself. If you do not have what is called body stamina, when you say, I'm not going to eat meat today, will you die? No, you won't. But if I want to eat meat, what is the right procedure to follow so that I can cook meat? We are living in a corrupt environment and a corrupt nation, things are so high in which very many people nowadays take things normally. You don't want to cook well, you don't take time to make food, and you don't even take time to eat that food. You eat your food and you are in a hurry, you are going somewhere else. Make time and eat food. Make time and eat food. Also take your time to prepare that food. 7 things you must do to avoid contracting cancer. Number 1, avoid obesity. Obesity is a condition associated by too much intake of protein. Excessive fatness are some of the evidence to someone who is suffering from obesity. Number 2, cut down all the fat intake. High fat intake may lead to factors that can be developed on a certain cancer, particularly breast, colon, and prostate. Breast and colon. Colon is for both, breast is for women, and prostate is for men alone. Right. Number 3, eat more fiber foods. Avoid eating oily foods. Eat more of fiber food, the so-called cruciferous vegetables. Number 4, include food rich in vitamin A and C. Number 5, daily intake of cruciferous vegetables. By so saying, these are all types of the vegetables, more so the cabbage that we do know. Cabbage is a very good food that might make someone not to suffer from infections. Number 6, avoid salt cured, smoked, nitrate cured food, preserved and colorant. All types of Coca-Cola and everything that is being manufactured by the Coca-Cola companies. Avoid them if you want to stay healthy. Healthy is a state. Being healthy is being a state whereby you are not suffering from any other infection. Number 6, stop alcohol consumption. Avoid smoking. Avoid smoking tobacco. As smokers, they increase their chances of cancer of the mouth, cancer of the throat, cancer of the esophagus, cancer of the lungs, and the cancer of liver. Number next, we have other tips. Other tips. Especially for a cancer of the internal organs, get more sunlight on the body every day if possible. It reduces the risks of breast, colon, and prostate cancers. Number 2, exercise regularly. Do some outdoor work. No healing program will succeed without some exercise. If you are not able to do so, move to a rural area where the air is fresh and not polluted with auto or factory pollutant. Number next, breastfed children have a lower rate of leukemia. So this is to ladies and young married women. You need to breastfeed your kid for a long time, meaning 1 year, 1 year and a half, so that the baby can be protected in a way through the feeding of the milk, as well as you are feeding or you are feeding or you are doing what is called lactation. You are a lactating woman. You need to eat correct diet for the lactating women. If you do so, then the baby will get the nutrients in their required amounts via the milk, and then he or she will not suffer from a cancer of the blood due to lack of the nutrients that are needed. Thank you very much, and you are most welcome. If this is your first time, click the subscription button and also click the bell so that you can see more and more videos whenever they are posted. Next, when we meet, we shall talk about nutrition. When we are going to talk about nutrition, what a cancer patient should be eating, how is the cancer going to be reduced, how can we stay free from it, so on and so forth. Thank you very much for taking your time. Be blessed. Shalom.